Hello, my name is Erica Kurtoglu. I am a traumatic brain injury survivor, or what is known as TBI. I've been posting these videos for months, getting feedback and suggestions, and I'm very appreciative of most of the comments I've gotten. However, it's very disheartening when people are rude, and they don't even know me at all, but they assume they do, and they're just mean. I mean, most people are very supportive, and I thank you for that. But let me reveal for everyone what in fact I am doing, why, and what I need. I've been in the ongoing process of trying to get my motivational business operating and functional, while trying to raise an awareness of traumatic brain injury. I wrote and published a memoir of my experience with traumatic brain injury called I'm Going to Dance. I wrote and registered the screenplay to it. I do expect to play myself in the movie, and not because I think it's cool, just because that will make my story that much more inspirational. And if you've seen my earlier videos, you'll know that I see George Clooney, Leo DiCaprio, and Michelle Pfeiffer being in it. That's just what I saw, and I know it needs to happen for a lot of reasons. I didn't consciously choose to have a TBI, but I did, and I've made such an amazing recovery that I now feel obligated to get information out to people about this condition. I've been to TBI support groups, and I know that people who've never personally experienced this tragedy don't know what it's like, and they can easily get frustrated with their friends and family members who've had a TBI because they don't understand what's going on. But I do, and I just want to tell people that TBI is serious. Any kind of traumatic injury can be difficult, but the brain is the CEO of the body. It controls everything: the intellect, the emotions, the physical functions, and the systems that we're not even aware of because they automatically operate, and they're controlled by the brain. When the CEO takes a hit, the company suffers. And most of us know about the trickle-down theory, particularly now as it is affecting the world. So I think most people who see this will be able to translate my analogy and realize that when a brain injury is sustained, the chief operator of that body, that person, your mother, your father, son or daughter, wife or husband, has been significantly affected. It's not the end, it's a change. Reorganize, rebuild, reestablish. And I'm not trying to mock or belittle anyone's situation. I know it's hard. At 17, I experienced the fatigue of the seemingly simple act of standing when I passed out in a standing frame after only 20 minutes. It's very difficult, having to deal with all the changes that come with sustaining a TBI, but having to do it alone is even harder. Right now, in my life, I'm feeling a bit abandoned, but I can say something about it. I can articulate myself, and even though it appears like no one's listening, I can be persistent and keep doing it until someone pays attention. You know, this is exhausting, but I can't stop because I know what I'm trying to do can help so many people. My mother said to me about a year ago that I should take a break from this for a while because she knew I was putting everything into it. And although I did make some progress, it isn't anything visible. I then told her that if I stopped, that would be it for me, because this is what I have to do. And for my critics, well, I really only have one right now that I know of. I mean, I'm sure there's more. But let me make it clear that I'm aware that I make mistakes. I know I'm not perfect, and I'm a flawed woman. But I also know that I'm smart, sweet, kind, and persistent. And when I get this done, it will prove that anything is possible with God, perseverance, dedication, and a lot of effort. And please don't send me a suggestion to take God out of my little speech here, because I won't. And this is only going to happen because of God's grace. And I'm not trying to offend anyone. If you don't believe, I'll still accept you, and I'll be nice, and I'll even help you if I can. But please don't ask me to abandon my support system. TBI doesn't discriminate, so neither do I. And it's probable that my empathy exists because of what I've been through. And I'll add, just because someone has had a brain injury doesn't give anyone the right to completely dismiss what they have to say. It might take them a little longer to successfully express what they mean. And with our fast-paced society, it can feel strange to engage in an unfamiliar situation. even if it's only for 15 minutes. And I do understand this, as I often feel like I don't have time to do many of the things I want, but I know there are times I should listen, and I've actually learned a lot from those who have been marginalized. I had an experience that I will never forget that allowed me to realize the significance of honest communication. I was having a conversation with a man who had difficulty speaking, and it was a very striking realization in my life when I was leaning down to listen to this man, and I was obviously straining to listen to hear what he said. When I understood it, and I briefly forgot that there was anything wrong with him or different about him, and in that moment of strained concentration, I felt oblivious to my effort as I realized I was just having a conversation, and I forgot he was in a wheelchair. I didn't even realize his head was bent over due to the lack of muscle strength in his neck, and for a brief time I was unaware of how low his voice was, because we were just talking. I mean, it really was awesome, and I had to stop and I had to let him know what happened, and I'm so thankful that I was able to have that experience, because I truly realized the value of listening. And okay, if anyone can help me or knows someone who might be interested, please pass this along. I'm looking for a serious and capable assistant who can help me to set up book signings and speaking engagements and get publicity, preferably with those who will be able to reach a large portion of the population. If anyone has a suggestion, I'd welcome it. Alright, that's all I wanted to say for now. Peace.